going on, you guys, and welcome back to LewisNews, your #1 YouTube channel for all types of Spider-Man news. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 and Josh Keaton coming out and talking about Season 3 in more detail. If you are new around the channel, make sure you're subscribed because we cover everything from the games, the movies, and the shows. We're also so close to 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really love if we can hit that goal by the end of the summer. That would absolutely make my year. With that being said, let's get straight into this. So Josh Keaton did a TikTok live a while ago, and basically he spoke about his time doing Across the Spider-Verse. He talked about his time doing Spectacular Spider-Man, and he basically talked about a bunch of other stuff, even the cancellation of Spectacular Spider-Man. And we've covered basically what Josh Keaton had to say about whether his version of the character would side with Miles or Miguel. But in today's video, we're going to be covering what he's actually been saying about Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 and basically confirming a bunch of stuff that we already knew and also talking about a bunch of stuff that we didn't know. So I think this is going to be really interesting, so make sure to stay tuned and let's get straight into it. So this is what he had to say, and I quote, "When talking about the show, he said that Greg Weisman had 5 seasons planned out. One season was going to be a year from Peter's life in high school, and the last season was going to be him graduating. And he was going to do like movies adapting more of a mature themed Spider-Man storylines. That was the plan." So obviously we already knew this, that they were planning to do 5 seasons of the show, and it was eventually going to end with Peter and MJ getting married in one of the spin-off movies in the future. And those spin-off movies would basically be about an older Peter Parker, but it would be the same character, and essentially they would be adapting probably more mature storylines, as Josh Keaton puts it. This would have probably been like, I don't know, Kraven's Last Hunt. You probably were looking at maybe the death of Jean DeWolf. Storylines like this were probably going to be adapted in these movies, if they weren't adapted in the show prior. But yeah, I think this is really interesting, and I think it's really interesting that he's saying this and confirming this, because imagine if it wasn't cancelled, we would have had like almost a Spider-Man cinematic universe with the Spectacular Spider-Man. It would have been absolutely awesome. Basically, he goes on to talk about a bunch of stuff that was going to happen in Season 3, including some of the villains that were going to show up, and he goes on to say, "A bunch of people were previewed in Season 2. You saw Morris Bench, Hydro Man, Stan Carter, Sin Eater, and Jean DeWolf. You saw Roderick Kingsley, Hobgoblin, Cletus Cassidy. You saw Hobart Brown, the Prowler / the Hornet. There were a bunch of people." So obviously he's talking about these were the characters that were meant to go on to be adapted into villains in the coming seasons. We know that Hobie Brown would have gone on to become the Prowler. We also know that Cletus Cassidy would have gone on to become Carnage in the next symbiote storyline, which would have happened probably in Season 3, maybe even Season 4. We know Morris Bench was going to become Hydro Man. We also know that they were planning to do Hobgoblin as well. They were also planning to introduce villains like Scorpion. We know that for a fact too. But the one that caught me out, and the one that I didn't really realise was actually true, was Sin Eater. I thought Sin Eater was just purely a rumour, but according to Josh Keaton, they were actually going to do the Sin Eater storyline, probably the death of Jean DeWolf, since he kind of grouped Stan Carter and Jean DeWolf in with each other there. But yeah, that's really, really interesting. I'm surprised he speaks about it so openly, because the way that he speaks about it when it got cancelled, it seems like it really hurt him a lot. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty much it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like on it, and also make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all types of Spider-Man news. Obviously, this was kind of a more off-the-cuff news video because it isn't about anything that's upcoming. It's kind of just reminiscing on Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 and just talking about what Josh Keaton had to say about the show. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow at 7 PM UK time, as we do every single day. Take care, and peace.